Okay, let's talk about something huge that's happening right now, kind of behind the scenes, in the very places that build our world. It's called Industry 4.0. And trust me, this isn't just a minor update. It's a full-blown revolution in how literally everything gets made. I mean, just think about it for a second. The phone or computer you're watching this on, the chair you're sitting in, the coffee mug on your desk, nearly everything we use starts out on a factory floor. And right now, the rulebook for how those things are made is being completely rewritten. So why all the fuss? Why this massive change? Well, to really get why the revolution is so important, we first have to understand what was so broken about the old way of doing things. For decades, factories were basically a collection of what experts call isolated optimized cells. Imagine a bunch of different stations, and each one is an expert at its one specific job. The problem? These expert stations almost never talk to each other. It was like having a symphony of the world's best musicians, but they were all playing a different song. And man, did this create some serious headaches. Processes were incredibly slow, and because so much was manual, they were full of human error. The whole system was rigid, It was a straight line. So if you, the customer, wanted something just a little bit different, total nightmare. In a world that changes on a dime, being that slow is basically a death sentence for a business. So clearly something had to give. The stage was set for a totally new way of thinking, a way to finally connect all those lonely, isolated stations and make the entire factory not just faster, but smarter. This is where the fourth industrial revolution comes in. To really grasp today's revolution, it helps to see the pattern. Every industrial revolution was a massive leap. The first one gave us steam power, right? The second brought in electricity and the assembly line. The third introduced the first computers and robots. And today? Today, we get cyber-physical systems. That's just a fancy way of saying the real physical factory and its digital data are merging into one single intelligent thing. It really is the next logical step. So what is Industry 4.0 in a nutshell? It's all about building smart factories. We're talking about a place where every single machine, every tool, every process is connected to a network. They're constantly talking to each other, sharing data in real time, and get this, they can even start making decisions on their own. The whole factory basically gets a brain. So how on earth is this even possible? Well, it's not one single magic bullet. It's a whole toolkit of incredibly powerful technologies that are all maturing at the exact same time. The absolute foundation is the Internet of Things, or IoT. You can think of this as the factory's nervous system. It's all about putting tiny sensors and an IP address on every single machine, letting them constantly stream huge amounts of data about, well, everything. Their health, their performance, you name it. Okay, so if IoT is the nervous system, then artificial intelligence is the brain. AI is what takes that unbelievable flood of data and actually makes sense of it. It can spot tiny patterns a human would never catch, reshuffle production schedules on the fly, and even predict when a machine is about to break down before it actually does. That little trick is called predictive maintenance, and it is an absolute game changer. And then there's one of my favorite concepts, the digital twin. Imagine building a perfect one-to-one virtual copy of your entire factory inside a computer. You can test out new ideas, try to break things, and find the best way to do something, all without spending a dime or risking a single thing in the real world. It's the ultimate playground for innovation. But it doesn't even stop there. The toolkit is massive. We're talking big data, cloud computing, augmented reality, 3D printing, the list goes on. But the real secret sauce here, the thing that makes it all work, is the convergence. It's all these technologies coming together that creates the magic. Now, this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in the real world? For that, let's take a quick trip to the Siemens electronics plant in Amberg, Germany. This place is pretty much the poster child for Industry 4.0. The before and after here is just, wow, it's night and day. Before, you had your standard manual assembly line, kind of slow, lots of room for error. Now, you've got autonomous robots working right alongside people, you have real-time data optimizing every single move, and they even use augmented reality to help train workers on complex jobs. And we are not talking about a handful of robots here. The Amberg factory has over 1,000 autonomous robots whirring away. But here's the crucial part. They aren't there to replace the humans. They're there to collaborate with them.
The robots handle the boring, repetitive stuff, which frees up the people to focus on problem solving and making sure the quality is perfect.
So, did it all pay off? Oh, you better believe it. The results are just stunning. The factory can now produce a way wider range of products, even customized batches of just one. They can react to customer demands super quickly, and they've slashed their error rates, which means the product quality has gone through the roof. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a massive competitive advantage. But the story doesn't end with Industry 4.0. As powerful as it is, all that intense focus on automation and cold, hard efficiency started to raise some really important questions about people. And that's what led to the next step in the evolution, Industry 5.0. This quote right here just nails it. A purely technology-first approach started to create some real anxiety. People were worried about their jobs, about being left behind, about the dehumanization of work. Industry 4.0 was incredible at optimizing machines, but what about the humans who have to work with them every day? And this comparison chart just shows that shift in thinking so perfectly. See, Industry 5.0 isn't about replacing 4.0. It's about upgrading its philosophy. The whole focus shifts from technology first to human first. The driving goal expands from just profit to what some call people, planet, and profit. And the role of the human worker? It goes from being just an operator to being a true creative partner. So let's quickly break down this triple bottom line. First, human centricity. This means technology exists to empower and help workers, not replace them. Second, sustainability. Factories need to be designed to reduce waste and work towards a circular economy. And third, resilience. We need to build systems that are strong enough to handle major crises and disruptions. So when you boil it all down, the goalposts have moved. We're shifting away from this idea of simply automating tasks to get rid of labor and moving towards augmenting human abilities. It's about letting the machines do what they're good at, the repetitive, boring stuff, so that we humans can be freed up to do what we're good at, innovating, thinking critically, and solving complex problems. You know, the first industrial revolutions were all about replacing the power of human muscle. This new revolution, the fourth and now the fifth, is all about augmenting the power of the human mind. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Once we truly perfect this partnership between human creativity and machine intelligence, what kind of problems will we be able to solve next?